It's going to be a showdown come 31st of March. Manchester City is going to be playing Arsenal, and it's going to be a very, very big game. Do not forget that Arsenal is going to be playing Bayern Munich, and definitely that's also in the Champions League. And the other game we talked about before is going to be the Premier League. Champions League football, Arsenal plays Bayern Munich, whereas Manchester City plays Real Madrid, and the winners will definitely go to the finals. So will Arsenal be playing Manchester City, or Arsenal will go on and play Real Madrid? Biggest possibility is that Arsenal is going to beat Bayern Munich, and Manchester City is going to beat Real Madrid, and the two giants will definitely face each other in the finals of the Champions League. But also, do not forget that despite the fact that we're talking about Champions League football, Arsenal is going to be playing Manchester City again in a very big game, and that could be a title decider. Manchester City playing Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium. And right about now, talking about Premier League points, we are talking about Arsenal being in the first position and Manchester City being in the third position with only a 1 point difference. Arsenal leading the table with quite a big number of points, but the difference is not big at all, because it's only a 1 point difference with between Arsenal and Manchester City. Sharing points is number 1 and number 2. That's Arsenal and Liverpool. All of them share points. That's Arsenal has 64 points. Manchester City has 63 points, whereas Liverpool has 64 points also. So it's just a 1 point difference. Anyway, let's get the party started. So thank you for being part of this, and I must say thank you for being part of whatever I'm going to be saying right about here. If you've not yet subscribed, just make it a point to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever I've got to bring to you right about here. Anyway, so first of all, Pep Guardiola came out and said he is very much aware about what Arsenal could definitely bring on table, especially what Mikel Arteta is capable of doing. He actually coached Manchester City at some point in time. We're talking about Mikel Arteta. He was a deputy, I must say, assistant manager of Pep Guardiola, and he mastered the art. And some people coming out and saying it could be the apprentice playing the master. But as you also have to understand that sometimes you can teach a student becomes even much better than you. Anyway, it's gonna be a showdown, and Pep Guardiola really came out and said he does not underestimate the strength of Arsenal. He does not underestimate the strength of the football manager Mikel Arteta, and he's seen how he's progressed over the years. Even just 4 years ago, when Pep Guardiola realized that the current boss of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, was leaving Manchester City and joining Arsenal, going to Arsenal, making sure that he can manage Arsenal. He had already seen characteristics of being a very good manager, and he did not keep quiet. He mentioned this and said it's gonna be a big opportunity for him, and he's going to show the world what he definitely can do. And when he mentioned these comments 4 years ago, it's now 4 years on the road, and he definitely is walking alongside, not even alongside, they're almost on the same level. It will be remembered that last time, do not forget that last time Arsenal competed favorably. Last season, Arsenal competed favorably. It was a 5 point difference between Arsenal and Manchester City. Manchester City won the Premier League, but we were kind of disappointed because many people were disappointed because Arsenal played very well, but in the last minute, in the last games, Arsenal didn't play quite well, lost a number of games, and that's where Manchester City got a chance and went on and won the Premier League title. But this time round, Arsenal is playing very well, and there are even much more chances than there were last time. So you could definitely see that Manchester City last time had 89 points and Arsenal had 84 points, and that's a 5 points difference, and that 5 point difference definitely meant a lot for the football club Manchester City, because that's how they managed to win. But even when they won the Premier League last season, you could definitely tell that there was a lot of tension, and Pep Guardiola came out and said it was not any easy, and even now he says it's not going to be easy. Recently he came out and compared Manchester City with compared Arsenal with he compared Arsenal with Liverpool, saying that Liverpool is not as hard to play as Arsenal. He came out and said Arsenal is a club that has a great manager, and a manager who really is doing his level best to make sure that he is on top of the table and remains on the top of the table. So you could definitely see if Pep Guardiola is seeing how good Mikel Arteta is, and how Mikel Arteta has really transformed the club Arsenal from where he found it to right about now where the club is. You can definitely tell that things are going on quite well for the football club Arsenal. Anyway, also do not forget that Arsenal has recently, actually, it has signed a football player, a young football player, a young lad, and this is the legacy of Arsenal: bringing up talent, training the talent, and at some point in time, Arsenal can sell or keep the talent. We've seen the youth football players definitely who've been in the academy of Arsenal. We've seen them play, get to bigger clubs, or even play for Arsenal with the likes of Bukayo Saka, the likes of Emil Smith-Rowe, and many more. You can definitely see that things are going on quite well for the football club Arsenal, and Arsenal has always had those young football players. So Braden Clark, who has been a Wolves football player, he's been playing for Wolves, the youth team for Wolves, and also the Welsh international, definitely also has now signed officially for the football club Arsenal, and Arsenal definitely is looking forward to making him a much better football player, and also playing for the big club Arsenal. So do not forget that also looking a bit about the Man City Arsenal saga. One of Arsenal's best football players, we're talking about Bukayo Saka, came out and said he's got a lot of belief. He's got big belief in his manager and also his team. And he said that Pep Guardiola, not Pep Guardiola, sorry, he said this about Mikel Arteta, that Mikel Arteta is definitely one that will lead the football club Arsenal to glory. And he said his team also is a very good one, and there is no reason as to why Arsenal should not go on and beat Manchester City, and that was definitely a very, very good one. So Ben White also signed his contract recently, and that definitely is a very good one, and that silenced quite a number of critics who were saying that Ben White was definitely going to be looking at an exit away from the club. Is going to be leaving the club Arsenal, but that definitely did not go as many people anticipated. Ben White has signed a long-term contract for the football club Arsenal, and he says he's quite happy to stay at the football club Arsenal. Also, do not forget that when you see how Arsenal has been playing recently, Mikel Arteta has definitely transformed the club Arsenal from where he found it. It's not about top four. Before Mikel Arteta, you could see that Arsenal was really struggling to get to top four, and when it was in top four, it was not competing for the title. But at this moment in time, this is the second time Arsenal is really very high there, trying to get the EPL title. And when you see how Arsenal has been playing and the formation that Arsenal has right about now, and you can see how Arsenal is improving. Mikel Arteta is definitely doing a very big job. I mean, we're talking about a 4-3-3 formation, and looking at some of the key players that have really changed the game for the football club Arsenal. I personally think that the coming of the football player, actually not football player, the goalkeeper David Raya definitely changed things for the football club Arsenal. Aaron Ramsdale, undoubtedly, Aaron Ramsdale is not a bad goalkeeper. He was a very good one. And the fact that Arsenal ended up in the second position with more than 80 points, and you could tell that also Aaron Ramsdale had a big impact on whatever Arsenal achieved last season. And you can tell at this moment in time that even Arsenal is much better. People were saying, how will it work out with Aaron Ramsdale being a first-class goalkeeper and David Raya also coming on to Arsenal? And what is definitely going to happen? Who is going to play? Who is not going to play? Is somebody up for sale? But Mikel Arteta said there is no wrong. Many of us couldn't see how he's going to do it, but he's proved very many people wrong. And he's really played David Raya and also played the football goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. So the two goalkeepers really play. When this one gets in 2 goals at this point in time, he plays, keeps the goal section, goalkeeping section quite very well. And sometimes you think this one should be on, the other should be on, but they definitely are playing. They're definitely keeping the goal section very, very safe. And really, when you look at the back section of the football club Arsenal, that has Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and also Kiwiya, you can definitely tell that it's an improved one, and that they are playing very well. That section is definitely sorted. So, and also key players like Martin Odegaard, you can tell that Martin Odegaard, if Martin Odegaard is in the midfield of Arsenal, whenever he plays, definitely he is always one to watch, and he always makes a big impact when it comes to the midfield of the football club Arsenal. And also Jorginho bringing in years of experience, signing him from the football club Chelsea. Many people were not seeing how this will definitely go on, as people thought, oh, he might not perform, but he's definitely showed that experience is also needed. And then the most expensive football player in the football club Arsenal, we're talking about Declan Rice. The master of midfield definitely has now also showed that he's going to be bringing in much more for the football club Arsenal. So with these two clubs really, with these two clubs, Arsenal and Manchester City meeting, definitely if they meet, you have a number of options to choose from. If you've got Declan Rice in there, Declan Rice, English international, you can definitely tell that you are going to have quite a lot to give to the opponent club. So Man City is a big one, I must say. Pep Guardiola is a master when it comes to football, but also him understanding that Mikel Arteta is a very wonderful one, and he can definitely achieve a lot and go to bigger heights. That definitely shows you that Arsenal is now ready to go to yet another level. Declan Rice, really, I think he's a very wonderful one, and really what he's brought to the club Arsenal, he's strengthened, he's led to the strengthening of the football club Arsenal, and we can definitely tell that there is a big, massive difference from when he was not at the club Arsenal and when he arrived at the club Arsenal. Sorry. So with Bukayo Saka, you can definitely know that is a sorted deal. Bukayo Saka, him being in the football club Arsenal, that is more than quite good. These key players, really, players like Bukayo Saka, Leandro Trossard, these strikers really definitely show you the attacking firepower they bring to the football club Arsenal, and you can see how Manchester City is going to have a headache playing the football club Arsenal. But also do not forget that despite the fact that Arsenal is ready for a showdown, Manchester City is also looking at different ways on how they are going to tackle this bomb. Arsenal is full aware that they're also the fact that it's an away game that's going to be played in the Premier League. It's going to be an away game. Arsenal are very aware that it could be a bit challenging, but they're going into this knowing that they need these 3 points, and they're going to fetch these 3 points. Do not forget that Gabriel Jesus is also on there and waiting for the day to come. And also with Martinelli, loads of people asking me about what's happening with Martinelli. Martinelli is set to return, and he could be part of the squad that's going to play Manchester City come 31st. Anyway, 31st of March, we could see Martinelli playing for the football club Arsenal. His injury could be sorted by then. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And with Urian Timber also set, Urian Timber, we're definitely going to be seeing him. If you want to know much more about the football club Arsenal, just make clear point, subscribe, ring that notification bell, as I'll definitely be bringing you this and much more. Thank you and goodbye for now.